Welcome to this segment of Raven Sports Network's Inside the Playbook. My name is Connor Weflin, and I'm joined here by Zion Palmyra. And today we're going to be discussing the NFL rules on player safety, and more specifically, are they doing too much with it? Zion, do you think, when it comes to the rules that they're implementing for player safety, that maybe they're doing a little too much for a professional sport?
I can see both sides of the argument. On one hand, let them play. It's football. Have fun. If you go to college, you play through high school, and you get all the way to the NFL, someone's going to tell you, hey, this might ruin your life. So I see that side of things, but I also see the other side of this is a very dangerous sport, and there's no reason for people to just to slowly, there's no way to better put it, slowly kill themselves, through contact to the head.
Yeah, I agree. And like you said, they know what they're getting themselves into from, all the way back in high school. And it feels like just over time, it's been getting more and more, just, a little bit more safety they've been implementing. Honestly, I think when it comes to these safety measures, the defense is getting a little scared to hit, and they hesitate when they are going in for the hit. And that, ironically, could raise the risk of injury to them if they're hesitating coming up to hit an offensive player. So what do you think about that?
One of the big issues I have isn't the guardian caps, isn't the things they're implementing outside of the game. It's the actual penalties. When they're throwing penalties of that was a too hard hit. All right, maybe if it was a blatant, they're just trying to take the other guy's head off. Okay, maybe. I think they're getting a little soft with penalty. Penalty wise, I think is a different conversation. Celebrations, what are we doing? Let the kids have fun. But I say that and I'm 17. But penalty wise, they are doing too much. The actual hesitation and the players are being trained now to not do that, and that's kind of wrong and right. And I think the football world needs to take a step back and be like, okay, where's our line here? Where are we going to draw the line? Because I think that should be, safety gear, to a nice extent. I like what they're doing with the guardian caps. I don't care that some players wear them, but we also are in a contact sport, and someone's going to get hurt.
Yeah, and I definitely think when it comes to those penalties, it's just they're very inconsistent with how they use them. Obviously there's different refs, but we have to have refs that are on the same page here. You have refs that are calling roughing the passer for a slight, hit at the top of the shoulder pads, and then you have other guys who are letting a nice clean hit, taking the quarterback to the ground, but that isn't getting called. There needs to be, they need to set out some concrete ground rules, make sure all the refs know exactly, what should qualify as a penalty. Obviously I don't think, go back to the 2018 AFC Championship game. There was a roughing the passer calling the Chiefs for someone who reached over the Patriots O-line and hit Brady, near the face mask. That's not.
They would have lost that game if they didn't get that call.
Yeah, I definitely think that game hinged on the offsides at the end, but that's besides the point. So, inconsistency with it, I don't really think it's doing. There's some good ones that they've implemented. Like you said, taking the guy's head off. You don't want to head to head. That's obvious. That's been a rule since for a while. But it's making the game lose its identity, I think, to an extent. So when it, like you said, the celebrations earlier. Even the smallest of celebrations get called, and they are big penalties that are being either enforced on the kickoff or they take away the score entirely. So
I think football is such a big momentum game. Your team could be down a score or two, and one big hit, one strip sack, that could potentially win you the game and swing the pendulum of momentum. I keep saying that. And that changes. If you're playing an Arrowhead and Chris Jones gets a strip sack, this place is going electric. This place is going crazy. Gets called back because it was a rough hit. Sometimes you got to let them play contact football, and that's the game you're playing. And it's been this way forever. You see all these highlights of back in the day of people I'm trying to think. There's a Broncos safety that would nail people. Maybe it was Champ Bailey or something. There was some old, back in the day, there's some people that would just lay a hit on you, and that doesn't exist anymore. There's no safeties that you're scared to see your receiver with an open field. There's no not Malcolm Butler. Weapon X, what was his name? I forget. Played for the Eagles.
I really can't remember. I was just thinking Ray Lewis over the middle though, when it comes to slants.
Linebackers too. I mean, that just doesn't exist anymore. There's no players like that you're scared. And I don't think the players are changing anything. It's the game, and they're having to evolve with it.
Yeah, it's definitely helping to extent, you're reducing the risk of hospital balls over the middle. Like I said, Ray Lewis, he would definitely, it seemed like he put a few guys in the hospital, but with that, it's taken more away from the game rather than just those taking their head off over the middle. And I really don't think, with how many rules they've introduced, I don't think it's meeting as much improvement as what they were expecting. It's definitely not doing a lot, and I think it's taken away the identity of the game. And even when you look at just the Pro Bowl, obviously that's a whole different thing, but going from 2005 to where it's just as physical as the real games, you're putting guys on the ground, and recently it's gone down to flag football. But when it comes to the actual game itself, when you look at the new kickoff rule, the point of it was to increase the chance of it being returned, and it's worked. Also, the new rule this year where they've put the touchback up to the 35-yard line, and that has almost every kickoff now is returned. So that's definitely not ruining it, but they also, one big part of it was to not have any big hits with them already having a lot of momentum, a lot of speed coming down the field and hitting them hard. Now they're starting only 10 yards apart, I think, from the defender. So that rule, honestly, I don't have an issue with. It's increasing, the kick returns that you're seeing on TV, and you're reducing the risk of injuries on those big hits.
I don't love the kickoff ones, actually. I think that's a big part of football, and they're just changing the way it's played. I understand penalties you could reason with a little bit. Some of the hits have been brutal. I could see a little bit of reason. There's a reasoning behind kickoff. While they have had a lot of injuries, that is how football is played. If you took away the shotgun pass in football, people would be a little happy. You take away the element of kickoff returns, they look so different now. So many people are like, this is horrible. This is so ugly. I don't know. I did want to raise you this. I have all these papers here. I did a project a while ago on CTE and what it does. There's so many players. 92% of every former NFL player has had CTE in their lifetime. Obviously, with CTE, you can only be diagnosed with it once you've passed away. But so many of these people, Junior Seau, Andre Waters, Aaron Hernandez, have killed themselves or killed other people. This is a problem bigger than football now. It's beginning to affect outside life, and people are making bad decisions, including everything Aaron Hernandez has done, and now we're seeing current stuff today.
Yeah. Speaking of current, you've had Antonio Brown in 2018. I don't know what the current situation is. I don't want to get into it, but obviously he had situations he was starting stuff in the locker room, went to the Raiders, started yelling at coaches, got sent to the Patriots. Same issue there. So yeah, definitely CT has been the main issue, and that's where I can kind of see the support for some rule changes. But it just comes to other things, like just other soft rule changes I don't really agree with, such as the hip drop tackle being banned. That one, I could kind of see it. It definitely, I think it helps. It's just, it's also just, the way most players tackle. I think that's just really going to help the offense, if anything.
It's minute, and people have been brought up tackling this way throughout junior football to high school to college to everything. And they, this is a fundamental way to tackle someone if they're at this specific angle or, position their body in, and now that's taken away fully, and a 10, 15-yard penalty on top of that.
Yeah. So, I definitely think it's just overall it's been taking the game's identity away. Well, that's about all the time we have for Zion. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah.
And you're listening to the Raven Sports Network's Inside the Playbook.
On all of the 91.7 WEEM social media pages, we post great content almost every day. So regardless of where you're seeing us now, you should make sure you can see us on any platform. We post awesome content like skits and funny videos, updates on our sports teams and their games, updates on stuff happening around the campus and community, and much more. We're 91.7 WEEM on all our socials, Instagram, X, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. So don't be afraid to give us a follow.
to this segment of ASN's Inside the Playbook. I am your host, Liam Davis, and I'm joined here with
Max Heineman.
And today we will be talking about building the best starting five in NBA history. Obviously, this is me and Max's opinions. Some people might disagree. Some people may agree. But I obviously agree with my list. So I'm just going to go ahead and get straight into my list here. At the point guard position, I have Magic Johnson. He is standing at 6'9", 215 pounds. Career averages were 19.5 points per game, 11.2 assists per game, 7.2 rebounds per game. He shot 85% from the free throw line, 52% from the field in general. And I have him as the greatest of all time at the point guard position. Going on the shooting guard now, we have Michael Jordan, who stood at 6'6", 198. Career averages were 30.1 points per game, 6.2 rebounds per game, 5.3 assists per game. He shot 83.5% from the free throw line and shot 49.7% from the field goal. I have him as the best of all time. There's a difference between best and greatest of all time.
Explain it.
So
I'm curious.
The best of all time is like the best player. And then the
Okay.
greatest of all time is like
the greatest.
no, like
Most accomplished?
most accomplished,
Okay.
most well-rounded. All right.
Okay.
And
I
that's
see what you mean.
that's LeBron James. I have him as the GOAT, but I have Michael Jordan as the best of all time.
Okay.
So
I like that. I've never heard that before. I like that. Yeah.
LeBron standing at 6'9", 250. He's my small forward. Career averages for 27 points per game, 7.5 rebounds per game, 7.8 assists per game, 74% from the free throw line, and shot 50.6 from the field. I mean, he has the most points all time, top 10 in assists.
27 points a game. I didn't know that. That's insane. That's
Yeah.
a career average.
Yeah,
That's insane.
this year was the first year since his rookie year he didn't average 25 points a game.
What, he averaged 19?
He averaged like 24 something, 23. In his rookie year, he averaged 19 to 20.
Dang.
And then at my power forward, I have Tim Duncan. He stood at 6'11", 250. He averaged 19 points per game, 10.8 rebounds per game, 3 assists per game, shot 69.6 from the free throw line, and shot 50.6% from the field. I have him as Mr. Fundamental. I think on a team, you just need someone that can go out there and get a double-double on any given day. And speaking of another double-double on any given day, at my center, I have Shaq. Stood at 7'1", 325 pounds, 23.7 points per game, 11 rebounds per game, 2.5 assists, shot 52.7% from the free throw line, and shot 58.2% from the field goal. Obviously, he's the most dominant player of all time. It's kind of hard to stop someone of his size, and he can move like he did.
Yeah. No, I honestly agree with that list, but I have different guys at different positions for me. So my list is I got Steph at the 1, 6'2", 185, 24 and a half points per game, 4 rebounds a game, 6 assists per a game, 91% from the free throw line, and then 47% from field goal range or from field goal percentage, and then 42% from 3-point range. He's the GOAT shooter, in my opinion. He's the GOAT point guard because he's everything you want in a point guard.
Yeah, but I would disagree. But I already gave my explanation on Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson, I would say, is a better defender also.
Yeah, but it's just because he has longer arms. I mean, Steph is shorter, but is more accomplished. Other than the NBA championships, but Steph has more like records across the board.
True.
All right. Well, at my 2, I have Michael Jordan, 6'6", 198, 30 points a game, 6 rebounds a game, 5 assists a game, 83% from the free throw line. He went to the free throw line a lot, and to have an 83 percentage, I don't know who leads the NBA in free throws of all time, but he has to be up there. 50% from the range and the best of all time. And in my opinion, he's the GOAT scorer.
Karl Malone actually has the most free throws attempted.
Really?
13,188.
I think it'd be Michael Jordan or Shaq or something like that.
Karl Malone, Moses Malone, Wilt Chamberlain.
Wow.
James Harden's up there. Shaq's number 5. Michael Jordan's 13th.
Holy cow. No way. Oh, I guess they didn't call that many fouls, but he still did go to the free throw line a lot. Anyway, at my 3, I have Kevin Durant, 7 foot tall, 240 pounds, 27 points a game, 7 rebounds a game, 4 assists a game, 88% from the free throw line, 50% field goal percentage, 39% 3-point percentage. In my opinion, he's the most skilled player of all time. Now, Victor Wembanyama could pass him at some point, but in my opinion, I think Kevin Durant is the most overall skilled. Like his crossover at being 7 foot tall and his driving dunk and his speed, his strength, just all that combined into a 7 foot build and his shooting and his IQ. At my 4, I have LeBron, 6'9", 250, 27 points a game, 7.5 rebounds a game, 8 assists per game, 74% from the line, 50% field goal percentage, and he has the most points of all time, passing up Kareem a couple years ago. Then at my 5, I have Shaq at 7'1", 325 pounds. I have him as my best center, same that you did. I just feel like he is very dominant.
Yeah, people have said that he's the most dominant player of all time. I made a second list. This will be my bench. At the 1, I have Steph Curry. As you mentioned before, he's probably the best 3-point shooter that we've ever seen, ever. Except for Cam Thomas whenever he feels like it. Honestly, he's the greatest 3-point shooter I've ever seen. And then at my 2, I have Kobe. 6'6", 212, 25 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 84% from the free throw line, 45% from the field, 33% from 3. He has the second most points scored in a single game with 81. I feel like he could literally do anything he wanted on the court and still perform. I mean, he had 60 points in his farewell game.
Yeah.
That's unspoken of. At my 3, I have Kevin Durant. As you mentioned before, most skilled player of all time. I mean, we've seen pictures. He looks like he's 7'2" or something.
Yeah.
He's so tall. But they have him at 6'11". And to do what he can do, his shot, honestly, is probably one of the best in the game.
Yeah.
And then at my 4, I have Larry Bird. 6'9", 220, 24 points a game, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 89 from the free throw line, 50% from the field, 38% from 3. On here, I have the coldest white guy. I mean, anything he did, he had something to back it up. I mean, he could talk bad about anybody, and he'd back it up with his game, which I love that type of player. And then at my center, I have Akeem Olajuwon, 7 foot, 255, 22 points a game, 11 rebounds a game. He also has the most blocks of all time at 3,830. I think he's the second best center of all time.
Well, my backup, my bench is Magic at the 1, 6'9", 215, 20 points a game, 11 assists a game, 7 rebounds a game, 85% from the line, 52 from the field. He's a good court manager. Like, he can spread the ball out whenever he wants. He can find the open guy. He can get people into positions that some people can't. At my 2, I have Kobe Bryant, 6'6", 212, 25 points a game coming out of high school. or not 25 points coming out of high school, but he didn't go to college. He came straight into the league with 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 83 from the line, 44 from the field, 32 from the 3-point line, and obviously his nickname is the Black Mamba. And you mentioned the 61 points in his farewell game. That's just insane.
What team did Kobe get drafted by?
Hornets.
Good. I had a weird feeling that you wouldn't get that one right.
No. I know basketball. I have ball knowledge. This is gonna be a little different. At my 3, I have Dirk Nowitzki. He 20 points a game, 7.5 rebounds a game, 2 assists a game, 47 from the field, 38 from the 3-point line, 87, almost 90% from the free throw line. He's just, he has the most unstoppable move of all time, in my opinion. Or do you think it's the Kevin Durant crossover into a pull-up jumper?
I think it's the Kareem Skyhook.
Yeah, it could be. I didn't think about that one. No, you're right. And then at my 3, I have Larry Bird, Indiana native. 6'9", 220, 24 a game, 10 rebounds a game, 6 assists a game, 88 from the line, 50% from the field, 37 from the 3-point line. He just is, he's one of the best trash talkers of all time. And at my 5, I have Wilt with 30 points a game, 22 rebounds a game, and 4 assists a game, 54 from the field and 51 from the line, and they didn't have a 3-point line back then.
Yeah, and you said 22 rebounds a game. Obviously, with his size at the time being, no one was able to guard him. That's why he was so good. And I honestly think that he didn't score 100 in a game.
I don't know. I think
because they had like videos and stuff from games back then,
but not that game.
But that game they didn't. So I think it's a myth, honestly. But that will be all the time we have here for you guys. Thank you for tuning in to this segment of ASN's Inside the Playbook.
Did you know that you don't only have to listen to 91.7 WEM in your cars? You can also listen to it on apps for iOS and Android.
Wesley, what are you listening to?
I'm listening to 91.7 WEEM.
On your phone? I thought you could only listen on a car.
It's available on iOS and Android's app stores.
Awesome. I'm going to go check it out right now.
And you too can listen to 91.7 WEEM on Apple or Android. Go download now.
We welcome you here to this segment of ASN's Inside the Playbook. My name is Zion Palmieri. I'm joined here with
Colton Bailey,
Connor Weflin.
And we're going to talk about the top 3, our personal top 3 jerseys or uniforms in all of sports. So you want to get straight into it? I think we do one each and we go around. Connor, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. So first off, I'm going to go with the Pacer City Edition uniforms.
Okay.
Those are, they're, like 2 years ago maybe they came out. They wore them for, I think, first and second round of the playoffs, I think, at home.
Mm-hmm.
They're just, 2 years, but they're already iconic. I love them. I have one myself. I love the aesthetic, definitely, with the style of the letters, the numbers on the back, the neon, like, blue and the yellow. It's such a good color combo, I think.
I like them because they wear them a lot.
Yeah.
Some of the other jerseys that I'll name and, in other sports, they don't wear them a ton. And I like them because they wear them a lot. So they're now an iconic because there's moments where they wear it and they have big plays, or they make the court different. And the whole thing the NBA is doing is awesome. So that's a great pick. I like it. What do you think, Colton?
My number 3 is the Colts Indiana Knights jersey.
Okay.
I like how it goes with the black helmet and also how the C on it has like the Indiana state shape in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like as the name hints, it looks like the night sky. Although in my opinion, it could just be a little bit more darker.
Yeah. I like the helmets, like you mentioned. I think there's better out there.
Yeah,
but it's your personal pick, oh well. What do you think about that, Connor?
I definitely like those Indiana Knights jerseys. The the way they made the uniforms, I forget exactly what it's called. I think like tethered uniforms. The blue looks all right. I'm not the biggest fan. I mean, I guess I'd possibly go with just the classic blackout. You already have the black helmet. I like the blue horseshoe. You can see the white outline. So I like those. I just think, definitely switch the jerseys themselves. I think need the helmet's fine. Maybe more design, maybe more color on the jerseys themselves.
I agree with that pretty much wholeheartedly. For my number 3, I'd say mine are in no particular order. I like the Seahawks all neon green jerseys. Those ones are iconic. They don't wear them much anymore, but those, I mean, just so many. There's that clip of them all in the end zone dancing with those jerseys. It's just, I like those. Those are iconic, and it's like polarizing. There's not many jerseys like it.
Yeah, those were like their color rush uniforms. I think like 2017, like those prime time. Just seeing those are definitely some of the most iconic color rush jerseys I've seen in the NFL.
What do you think of the neon greens?
I personally like the neon greens. I've always liked neon colors.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this goes like in good contrast with the Seahawks.
All right, Connor, you're number 2. I said mine are in no particular order, so I guess yours could be 2, but the next one.
Yeah, they're definitely not in a particular order, but I'm going to go with the brand new Patriots rivalries jerseys that
Really?
I don't know what it is, but something in them seems striking to me. The obviously the white helmet, but the whatever they do with the logo, it's like that nice like icy blue. The jerseys, the red stars on the side, it just strikes me as like just such a unique and good jersey.
We're picking really polarizing jerseys, which is surprising me because like polarizing is like only a select few would like it. I'm not the hugest fan of those jerseys, but I can see why you like it. I've heard they're pretty like they're a lot grayer in person. But like that navy blue, I like the aesthetic. When they like finally paint the end zone and do all the things, I really like it. So yeah. What do you think about those?
I like how the gray looks. It reminds you a lot of like the old Patriots logo, kind of.
Mm-hmm. I got it on my shirt.
Yeah.
What's your next pick, Colton?
The Buccaneers throwback jersey.
Yeah?
I always like the old Buccaneers logo, and I also like the creamsicle orange color that it has as well.
Yeah, it's a good pick. You can't go wrong with those. I like when they wear them. They wore them this past week, and it was like, we're back. This is cool.
Yep.
What do you think of the creamsicles?
They definitely pop out when you see them on the field. That orange, that throwback logo on the helmet also is just. I'm pretty sure they have orange face masks too, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
It's just it's really just the colors. I mean, they pop so well. Any throwback uniforms, it's hard to go wrong with, really, for almost any team, unless you're talking about some really weird ones from really back in the day. But those creamsicle ones, I think overall probably the second best throwback uniform in the entire NFL.
Do you know if they changed them at all when they brought them back? Because like they were the old jerseys forever ago, and then they came back, and I thought they were gonna look like old and like not fit in. They pop. They're bright. They work perfectly, and they don't feel old at all. Do you know if they changed? I have no clue.
I don't think they have. I mean, definitely like the I think stripes on the shoulder pads, they've switched up. I think the orange is
probably the face mask
painted
too.
a little bit. The numbers, outlines on the numbers, the helmets themselves, I think also, you're talking modern day helmets with those nice decals that fit a lot more. So it's the same general idea. So I definitely like it.
My number 2, we're going to bring in baseball jerseys here, is the National City Connect jersey. It's got the cherry blossoms on it. It's like all gray and pink, which is not at all the Nationals colors. I think I like it when teams deviate from their natural colors. I have like a jersey of this, and it was really hard to find, and it took me months to buy it. But I think it's really clean looking.
I don't know anything about that. What did you say the Nationals?
National City Connect.
City Connectors.
It's like what the NFL did with Color Rush, how like each got their own specific ones, and what they're recently doing with the rivals jerseys, how they're like kind of specific to the team. But like pretty much most teams in the MLB got one. Like Chicago got one that was really specific to that. Boston got one with like Boston Marathon stuff. They're really specific to your city, and DC's got a lot of cherry blossoms.
That's it.
I definitely like it. Looking at the, I mean, it's a little hard to notice, but once you look at like the city layout on that jersey, I'm assuming I'm looking at the right one, the City Connect jerseys, but seeing the city street, I definitely like the details they added on to not just the arms, but the whole jersey itself, adding the outline of the city on it.
Yeah, I was a little not happy because they got rid of them pretty quick. I love what they did with their City Connect. I love it when teams get new jerseys. But they they put it out there. It's lasted for like 2 years, and then they started to shy away from it. And I know the Nationals ones have been discontinued, which I thought was weird. So next up, Colton. Or sorry, not Colton. We're going on our Connor. What's your last pick here?
Last pick, honestly, probably is my number one. I'm going to go with the Eagles Kelly Green throwback jerseys that I think they've worn maybe a little more than a couple times each year, I think, starting last year's. And like you said, I don't know what they do with the throwback jerseys when they throw them into a modern setting, but the colors pop really well. I mean, obviously, the green, maybe a little bit is the fact that Saquon did his backward turtle in those uniforms. So it's, you see that a lot. You see these uniforms a lot. But just the eagle wings on the helmet, they didn't make them modern. They kept it very just simple.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's not much detail on the wings, but it works so well. It's just, I don't know, the colors just popped to me. It's really beautiful to look at.
That's a really good pick. I didn't have that in my picks at all. What's next for you, Colton?
My number one is the Buccaneers Impact jersey, the red and black jersey.
Not to be rude, Colton, but I think this is a horrible number one.
Yeah.
You like what you like, obviously.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot better out there.
Yes, definitely. I just liked it because of the more darker colors. I feel like it
Uh-huh.
pops out a little bit more on the field. And I thought how the red accents on the black base goes. I feel like it looks a lot nicer along with the Buccaneers logo on both arms.
Mhm.
But again, like you said, we like what we like.
Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday, and Max of the sports staff said the font was a little odd, and it's Impact.
Yeah.
It definitely is. Definitely an interesting pick there. Connor, what do you think?
I'm looking at it, and it just, seems pretty basic to me. I personally don't.
Yeah.
The blackout, I mean, when you first see a team introduce a new blackout uniform, it's pretty cool, but you're also like, how many times have we seen this with many, many other teams? And I also think they just did it completely wrong. It just, like you said, the font's wrong. I just don't really like it.
Yeah. All right, our last one here. I'm kind of on the fence here. I really like the 49ers' new rival jerseys, and then I like the throwback reds for the Patriots. I think I'll go with the throwback reds for the Patriots. Have you guys? What do you think about the new rivals jerseys? I think they're really cool.
Yeah.
I definitely like some of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a little bit predictable for a few of them, just blackout, preferably or specifically Dolphins and the Rams. But the Cardinals ones I kind of like, and then like I said, the Patriots ones I really like.
Seattle's are fun. The Bills got
yeah.
whiteouts, which was
I
okay.
love the Bills whiteout.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
it's
basic,
different. It's odd.
They did it right though. I think
Yeah.
They didn't keep
Definitely.
it too simple with the whiteout. They added some cool little details here and there, especially on the helmet. What they did with the logo on there, pretty cool.
Well, that'll about wrap it up for this segment. Those were some pretty good picks, guys. All right, one last time, I'm Zion Palmieri, joined here with
Colton Bailey.
Connor Weflin.
and you're listening to ASN's Inside the Playbook.